Passport bros get a lot of hate. A lot of people even say that these guys are broke, and you hear it in clips like this.
So I'm going to make a part 2 to my Passport Bros video in response. And I just been seeing a whole lot of criticism towards the movement and all that. Especially when I seen that one TikTok video of all the Passport Bros holding up their passport and all that. I just want to understand, what makes you spend $135 on an adult passport to go literally get the same type of hoo-ha that you can literally get from across the street? Like, you can't even spend like $60 on a TGFI Fridays. Like, come on now. And also, you know what? I'm going ahead and go say it. A lot of this sex tourism, a lot of this like passport bro stuff is either rooted in some sort of self-hatred for each other's other races or pedophilia. Because let's be honest here. Why would you leave the country to go get you some hoo-ha? Like, let's be for real here. Like, it's not that hard to discern. Why would you spend $135 on a passport to go get you some hoo-ha that you can go get somewhere else? Like, let's be for real here. We know a lot of you guys like a lot of younger women here. We understand. A lot of you guys are low-key pedophiles or into that type of stuff. And it's just so sad because a lot of people like you, we're not afraid to get rough with you guys. And it's just like, you know, you guys are so sad buying $130. Like, paying $130 for a passport just for you to go get finesse in some other country. Like, let's be for real here. Like, you guys are literally spending close to $200 just to get finesse in another country where you can literally get that done here in America. Because let's be 100% here. You guys are getting rejected here in your country. So you have to go to another country to go get you some hoo-ha. Like, come on now. It's obvious now what's going on here. It's obvious now with all the videos I've seen, with all the people that's been, like, interacting with me and whatnot. It's been obvious since day one what this whole passport bro thing was all about since day one. I know it's not about that for everybody, but I know for the most of you, a lot of you, it's all about that. So come on and come out your shell real quick. Come on, let's be real here. We already know what the fuck's going on, so.
And if that isn't enough, you might hear it in a clip like this.
Hey y'all, it's Different Out Here, and out here today I want to talk about passport bros. So, like a lot of people have an opinion about it. I don't really care, but I care just enough to make a video about it, but not enough to do a deep dive. So, from what I've seen come across my feed, it seems like a lot of these passport bros are broke. And not just because one guy got stuck in Dominican Republic or whatever with not even $100 to his name. But mostly because, from what I can tell, a lot of these passport bros are going to developing countries. They're going to Thailand, Philippines, Colombia, Dominican Republic. But they're not going to developed countries. I don't see none of them going to Norway. I don't see none of them going to the UK, Germany, France. I don't see them going nowhere. I don't see them going there. I feel like they're going to these places and moving there because their dollar stretches a lot further. I've been to a couple of those places, and yes, your dollar goes a lot further in Thailand than it does here. It goes a lot further in the Dominican Republic than it does here. So the bottom line is, these guys are broke. Okay, because you talk about traditional. If you got enough money, you don't need you can pay somebody to cook and clean. You don't need your wife to do it. It don't matter how the house gets clean. It just matters that it's cleaned. It doesn't matter who cooks your meal as long as it tastes good and is edible. It doesn't matter. You can pay for that. As far as femininity goes, again, there's plenty of feminine women in this country. So what it all boils down to is they don't have enough money to hack it in America.
So we get it now. Passport bros, according to you, are broke. And, you know, they have to leave out of America to go and find somebody else in which they couldn't get in America. Got it. That's the main point, and that's what you're talking about. So that's fine, right? But there is this guy by the name of Thomas the Villain Bishop, and shout out to brother Mark Cruz. He sent me this particular brother. He has a lot of TikTok followers. I will say that he is hilarious in certain aspects. He's very entertaining. However, this guy is very upset at the Passport Bros for a particular reason that I'm not really so sure about. But maybe if we play this particular clip, we can get into more of his psyche and understand why he feels the way he does.
You know, I need to thank you ashy bastards, you Passport Bros, for something. Y'all have managed to f up international travel for everybody who ain't you. You see, before the Passport Bro movement even started, I was traveling for the United States military. I was able to go to any country I wanted to, see the sights, take pictures, enjoy the festivities. And when I was single, if I did meet somebody and hit it off, we hit it off. Now, I couldn't even possibly do that. Couldn't even possibly do that. Thanks to you, I can't get a woman in America, so let me take my shortcomings overseas ass mother. Ashy bastards, no lotion having mother. I said all along, my favorite place on earth to go to when I was traveling with the military was South Korea. I love South Korea. I would go back in a heartbeat. But now I got to go back and wonder whether or not I'm looked at as one of you lame bastards. Why? Because you have no game in America. So you decided to take the sex tourism route. That's exactly what you're doing. You're looking for a submissive wife, my black ass. You know the women here have caught up to your bullshit ass, lame ass game, and you decide to try that on tour with a group of women who don't know who the you are. Well, unfortunately, you up for every goddamn body else. I can't go to Rio de Janeiro just to hang out for Carnival. Well, he's a Passport Bro. No, I'm not. Can't go to Vietnam or Cambodia. Can't go to the Philippines. And I got a friend that lives in the Philippines, and her and her whole family have invited me there several times because you are looking for a submissive ass wife. Now everybody that comes over there to these countries are looked at like we're all looking for the exact same thing. I have a wife. I don't need a submissive one. But that's because you got no goddamn game in America, and you know it. Every woman has already caught up to your bullshit. Every woman, regardless of race, they have caught up to your bullshit. So what do? I'm gonna take my shortcomings on tour, like you opening act for a band. So thank you, lotionless for that. Thank you for international travel for the rest of us who simply want to go to places, see the sights, see things we've never seen before, eat foods we've never eaten before, and meet people we've never met before. Thank you very much for it up for the rest of us, you lame, no good, two-faced sons of bitches.
So guys, as you've heard, Mr. Bishop, he has all of these places that he would like to go. He loves South Korea. He has some friends in the Philippines. Like I said, he has, it appears, a lot of friends in a lot of non-black countries that he likes to go to. But for whatever reason, he feels that if he is to go to these places, the Passport Bros have destroyed everything. So much so that for black men like himself, he's going to be demonized in the eyes of these people. He was in the military. He would like to go to Brazil and all these different places. So the Passport Bros have completely messed that up for somebody like himself. And while that might be the case for certain instances that have happened with Passport Bros, the reality is that black people have always been discriminated against, no matter where they have went. The only place in the world that black people typically do have a fighting chance that I have known is Africa, which is why this is where I'm at. You get a lot of love in Uganda, Kenya, Nigeria, especially if you're an African American. But it seems like you're going to places that have a lot of issues historically with racism, especially the Philippines, especially Brazil, especially South Korea. But of course, you always have that one particular brother who would love to believe that the world is an interracial harmony, and these other blacks haven't messed it up for him, and he's been just judged by his personality, which is very interesting. I'm not saying that he's saying that. He's probably looking at the fact that he wants to be able to go to these places and participate, without these so-called black men who can't get women messing it up for him. But the reality of it is that if he's been in the military, the word about blacks and their stereotypes have already been out. You know, a few other guys who have had some issues with Passport Bros, it's not going to change that. Those people are not going to like you anyway. Don't try to put it on these Passport Bros who you say they can't get women. Most of his content on his TikTok, ironically, is about racism. So do you mean that Passport Bros started racism? Is that what you're trying to say? I mean, because that's always been a problem, bro. The reality is that's your own vantage point. A lot of black men are going all around the world having absolutely no problem. One of the cities I like to visit is Dubai, okay? And let me tell you, there are a lot of problems with certain African brothers in Dubai. One of those particular groups are some brothers that come from, let's say, West Africa. I know Ugandans had an issue in Dubai at one point. There's certain African countries, Nigeria, that have had an issue. When I was in Dubai, I was not discriminated against. Nobody asked me if I was a passport bro. Nobody cares, okay? Most people just don't give a fuck about you that much that they're gonna be like, are you a passport bro? Like, who cares about you, man? Like in Brazil, there are so many people who are black, right? Let's think about that. People who are black. Unless you start speaking English, nobody's gonna think about, oh, that guy is a passport bro. Like nobody even really cares. And even if they did, who gives a damn? These are probably people who don't have that much political power or can't change anything for your life or their own life. Anyways, it doesn't matter. But this guy is using this talking point just because he wants to be able to roast the passport bros. I mean, it was funny. I'm not gonna lie. It was hilarious. I mean, he was saying they were ashy and all kind of stuff. I was falling out laughing. Like, I mean, it was an interesting roast, right? I mean, it was full of zestiness, if you will, and you know, a whole lot of ad hominem attacks. But the reality is that nobody is really saying it to most black guys. Most people, unless you're wearing a Passport Bro shirt, if you're traveling around the world, there are plenty of black people traveling around the world who have no idea what Passport Bros is. I've never heard anybody come back and say, you know what? Somebody asked me today if I'm in the Passport Bros. Says nobody. Like, nobody says that kind of stuff. So even if some guys had some issues happening overseas that are Passport Bros, nobody cares for the most part. Okay? They don't. And you want to put into that stigma because you're really catering to what it considers to me, what I consider probably is a all female audience or majority female audience, very left leaning, very man hating. I'm not saying all, but it seems that's where his content is. So, okay, let's go ahead and try to appease these people by making up these things that just don't really exist. And again, like I said, it was a very entertaining, but it doesn't make any sense. No person is asking any black man who's a foreigner from the States, hey, are you a passport bro and get out of my country? Because number one, who are the passport bros? Like, what do they look like? Nobody would know. Nobody's gonna come out and tell you. They're normal guys. The United States has black people in America. The UK has black Brits. Everybody knows that. And so most people are gonna be like, oh, you're just a foreigner, okay? And if they have heard of the passport bros, they're not gonna just get up there and start asking you. And even if they did wonder, like, what does that matter? What does it mean? Okay, who cares? All right, nobody is messing anything up for you in the first place that's already not been taught down by a lot of these racists that live in these countries anyway. So if you want to go there and be like, oh, I'm not like their other blacks, I mean, it just what it sounds like, which I don't even care. All right. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson back at it again with another episode here of the Celebrity Junk. Appreciate you for all you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.